Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the questions that were asked in JP Morgan. But before we go that, let us thank our subscriber who has shared us this question so that it can be of help to others who are watching. So these were the questions that were asked. The first question, again, the role was for Tableau developer skills. I do not have complete information, but it was primarily for Tableau. Okay, and it happened, and I think the second or the third week of January. Okay, so the first question that we have here is about Tableau architecture. Like, how are you going to explain to an interviewer if he's asking you this question, how is your architecture in your project, or what is Tableau architecture? So if you have seen my previous video, you would be able to answer this question where I've said shared, like, in a Tableau architectural diagram, we have five important components that we need to understand. First is a data server, which allows us to connect or bring data from different data sources or multiple data sources, right? Second one is a data connector. Data connector helps us in establishing connection or invoking a ODBC connection to the data source we are going to connect. Like, say if you are going to connect to a SQL kernel, that specific ODBC connection will be invoked. If you're going to connect to text file, that type of connection will be invoked like this. So it acts as a medium for you to communicate between Tableau and the data source that you are going to connect. Next is the components. So in components, there are three parts. So application server, busy SQL server, and data server. Application server means, like I have clearly specified, application server means it handles all your authorizations. Like, say when you are logging into a particular server, okay, you need to authorize that, right? So we need to sign in or we need to authenticate. So all that type of requests are being handled at this layer or in this layer. So your admin will help us in setting up this process. Next is a busy SQL server. This busy SQL server helps us in visualizing the data from the SQL query that is being pulled. Okay, like say you are sending one request, that request is being redirected to the data source. Your data source will give you the data that you need according to the query, and that query, the results from that query will be converted into a visualization. So all of that is happening through this layer called as, or this component called as visit equal. Next is a data server. Again, data server is used to store your data. Okay. Next important part that we have here is this gateway. Gateway in the sense, like say from uh, the actual machine of the client, like say it can be his desktop, mobile, or web. We are bringing in the data, and where are we loading? So that is our gateway here. Okay, so remember this diagram or parts of this architecture, so that whenever you are going to explain in interview, it will be easy for you. At least remember the flow here. Okay, so from data source, you are first going to communicate to that, bring the data, authorize that data and send it to the device. Okay, so you can see it that way, or you can read it reverse way also. From your machine, like say from your local desktop, you're sending a request to your database, right? That is the request, assume. But it does not go directly. First it will go to application server to authorize that. Again, Tableau's engine will invoke a connection, ODBC connection, and from there it will go to your actual database layer, connect to that, and it will take the results and again send it back to the user. So that is how it works. So you can read it this way also to remember the proper flow. Okay, so that's about this Tableau architecture components. Next important point is key points of performance optimization. Now, this was one question that has been asked multiple times in multiple interviews in 2023 as well. Okay, and this question will also be asked in 2024 as well, and also in your level 2 rounds also this will be asked, because if you are working in real time, there is high probability that you might have faced this scenario where you have to improve the performance of your dashboard. Okay, now how can we improve this performance optimization? So first thing is, there is no direct or one point formula for that. So first thing is, we need to understand how our design is. Okay, so always how your design, how your dashboard design is. So the first thing that we can do is, we can always do a performance analysis on our dashboard, so that we know where we are lagging. Based on that, we can enhance or do some steps. So all of that are written in this document or in this link that I'm going to share with you. So you can directly refer to this link, and you can also tell in the interview that, as per the Tableau recommendations, this is what we have done. So the first step that, or the first point that Tableau is telling us is, the cleaner your data is, the better it matches to the structure of your questions, the faster your workbook will be. Which means, see, if you want to find out top 10 customers, or you want to find out rank of customers, right? So there are two ways: either from SQL you can get the rank, or using Tableau you can do a rank and find out the results. So now here, what Tableau wants to tell is, uh, the cleaner your data first, and the better it matches with the question, the faster it will be, because you don't have to do any calculation and directly bring the field and use it. So if your database is ready to that level of the questions, then it will always be faster. So that is the first thing. Okay, so that's why we want to ensure that majority or the heavy load things that are needed for Tableau to work efficiently, that we can do it at a SQL level, so that Tableau does not have to worry about that. Second thing is, extracts are always better compared to your live connection. Okay, so if you don't need real time data and you're not working on billions of data, then you can always schedule it to extract connection. Again, this thing you need to check with your client if he's okay to, I don't not have a real time data. Based on that, you can take action. So this is the second important part. First part, we talked about how much of data we are ready, and how what kind of questions we are with, and we have like that. Second is, extracts are always present. Third one is, the majority of the slow dashboards are caused because of this poor design. So this is very much, in terms of real time, because client wants all of that in one place. Like, you want top, bottom, group, sets, parameter, actions. So we make a dashboard, filled with everything that he need. Don't do that. We can always follow, KISS method we call here. It is keep it simple. Okay, which means, you can try to break that down at multiple level dashboard. Make user interact with the dashboard and take him to different levels of dashboards. That way your dashboard will be effective, your design will be effective, and your performance will also be effective. So that is what he's trying to tell in this part. Okay, so keep it simple, allow your users to incrementally drill down to details, rather than trying to slow everything, then filter. Okay, so this might not be an ideal way to create. So you can suggest, see, end user will not know that, this is a good, this is bad, or so he will tell that, okay, you put everything in the dashboard. We as a Tableau developers, we as experts have to suggest him, ki boss, see, if you're trying to put all of this in something like this, it might slow down the performance of Tableau. The results might not be that entertaining. So we can try for an alternate versions, where I can break them down into smaller pieces, and you can try to interact with the dashboard and go where you need. So we have to explain the process of the dashboard design we are going to tell, and we have to convince him. That is how you are going to become a better developer. That is how you are going to become a better designer, and That is how you are going to become an effective dashboard creator. Okay, so try to interact, communicate, and tell them what are the pros and cons in the current design, and try to update or optimize it according to the feedback that you receive. If client is not agreeing to whatever the suggestions you are offering based on the document here, then you can clearly tell them that okay, it is expected to have a lag in the dashboard design because other things we have taken care of. Next is, always ensure, we are only taking the data that we need. Okay, thus reducing the volume of data and using the filters effectively. Okay, so that is what this means. Okay, see, strings and dates are slow. Even that's why you might have seen in multiple videos, I always tend to create integer type parameters. They are faster compared to string. Uh, so that is what this point is telling. So strings and dates are slow, numbers and booleans are fast. Even if you're trying to write a calculations, try to bring the results in numbers or booleans. So it is very effective. So that is why we create a flags. If you remember, okay, if you have seen my calculations, I have written flags many times or have created boolean results many times. That is because of the industry standards that we practice. Okay, so we want a better results and a better calculation. Now we might write a calculation in string format. It is correct. We might write a calculation in number format, but who is more correct here or more good or more better? It is the one who has written in number format or integer format. So these points you have to take care. No one going to tell you. So that is what he is trying to tell in the second this point here. There is no silver bullet for inefficient workbooks. Like there is no one word answer for why your workbook is slow. We have to do analysis because your design might be different, my design would be different, and the problems I might face might be different from what you are facing. Okay, so we have to first do a performance recording on the workbook, then decide what is the problem we are having in that and take necessary steps. Okay, so they are also suggesting us to upgrade to the latest versions that might improve the performance. That is one thing. Okay, but that is an again organizational decisions, not like for every issue we can go and tell that okay, let us upgrade the Tableau dashboard version. No, first I try all of the above things and ensure you are following the industry's best standard practices, and then in the last step we can suggest that we can try to see after upgrading, like that. Okay, so this is about the different parts of performance optimization. You can read about it. Next question that was asked was, what is LOD? So we all know about LOD, like level of detail operations, one of the most powerful calculations in Tableau. Okay, so we have four types. Okay, fixed LOD, include, exclude, and table scoped. So we can do one thing. Okay, we need to know where are we using LODs. Okay, why are we using LODs? So let us start. Let us create a chain of comment where you can post where you have used LOD or how you have used LOD, so that others who are seeing will know in what cases we can use LOD expressions, because this is one question that has been troubling many users or viewers. Like they always get confused in which scenario we need to use LOD expression. So I am going to start with my own example, and I'm going to paste go write it in the comment section. You can try to write your own, whoever is watching, that way it can help others who are using. So whether you are using it for your filter purpose or calculation purpose, or it can be anything, just write your use case so that we will know what are the different cases we can use it. Okay, so your project might have a unique case, right? My project might have my unique case. So we will write that down so that next time if we get a scenario on that, we will know okay, we can achieve this using LOD expression. So this will be one a good thing to start with in the comment section. Next is, how referential integrity works. And then we have cardinality, two questions related to same. Referential integrity. So for this, again, I will be giving you a link to this document where it is very clearly explained about cardinality and relationship. See, cardinality means there are 3 to 4 types in this cardinality. So first I'm trying to explain you cardinality. So it can be like say your one-to-one relationship, it can be your one to many, or many to one, or many to many relationship. So this is what cardinality is all about. So example is like say suppose you have car here, okay, and car has registered number. So one car will have one registered number only, right? So which means this is a one-to-one relationship. So for a field that you have in one table and in the other table that is shared table, you are expecting one matching record, or one record is being expected for that. So like for a particular employee ID, there can only be one employee, right? So one employee ID, unique employee ID, one employee, right? So that is one-to-one relationship. Okay. Next is one to many. So here again, one employee, one manager can have multiple employees under him, right? So this is many to one. Likewise, or one to many, one manager, multiple employees. Same likewise, multiple employees, one manager, many to one relationship, right? So that way we can talk about this one to one and many to many, many to one. So the third use case is many to many here. So when you're talking about cardinality, you can talk about how, what are the different things here. Suppose this is one to one and one to many, right? So now if this is not registered, assume your car is not registered, which means you will not have any registered number. Now when I use this referential integrity concept, we are telling Tableau that okay, you can expect only one for your only car, you can expect only one registered number. So telling that there might be one matching record for this one car that we have. So that is referential integrity. Okay, simple terms with a simple example. Okay, so telling Tableau that there is an expected or a matching record for the entry that we have in another table, that is referential integrity. So try to talk about this whenever you get referential integrity, and you can talk about cardinality. Cardinality means type of relationships, one to many or whatever the different types we have seen here. Okay. So again, next is execution of filters here. So again, this was the question that was asked multiple times in multiple interviews. I think this is one of the very common or frequently asked questions. In 2023 also we have seen in many companies that were this was asked. So try to focus on this question, because it is there is very high probability that you might be asked. So again, for that we have this specific link that I'm going to share with you. You can always refer to it. See, so what is the reason behind sharing this link is, so we can always trust whatever is written here, because it is coming from an authenticated source. No one, we are not getting anywhere from a third party link to tell that it can be wrong or it could be wrong, right? So we can, and when we are answering in interview, we can definitely tell that okay, as per the Tableau documentation or as per the Tableau, this is what we have, or this is what we have for cardinality relationship, or this is what we have according to Tableau's order of references. Because again, whoever is working in real time, they might have their own answers, so that is a different version, but according to the proof that we have is this one. So you can always bank on the answers here and trust the source here. So first, again, extract filters will come, then data source filters will come, context filters, dimension filters, measure filters, and table calculations. Now, when you have single filters, no issues. When you have multiple filters, calculations written, then in that kind of cases, you need to analyze which will work first, and when there is a data lag or where there is a data lag. Otherwise, you should not have any major issues with this. Okay, so That's about execution of filters. Next one is parameters with examples. Again, I think we have a dedicated video that I have created on parameter. The more scenarios you know about parameters, the better it is. Okay, so we have, like, I think in our channel only we have, I think, 10 to 12 or maybe close to 20 scenarios on parameter itself. Again, if you need, let me know. I can share the dedicated link as well for this parameters. Okay, so that's about parameters are very again important. Okay, so if you are someone who is trying to keep project experience, try to create your parameter scenarios for sure, at least 5 to 6 parameter scenarios, so that if they ask you, you are able to tell how you are using or how have you used parameter concept in your Tableau. So this is something that will come with the practice, or and you don't need to prepare for that. If you're someone who is really working somewhere in current project, then it should be easy for you. You don't need to prepare. Again, key difference in group and set. Again, set is a conditional object based on the condition that you are specifying. The objects in that will change, whereas group is something like very static. Whatever the group you have created, it will remain whatever it is. Okay, so that is the difference between group and set. Cardinality we spoke, and then we have relationship. Okay, so relationships are modern ways of joining data from multiple tables. Okay, so unless there is no specific need for you to physically join two tables, you can always opt for this relationship for better data management and faster results. So okay, so this where I think the questions here were of mid-level. Some of them you can easily answer, some of them you need preparation. Okay, so I'll come up with the second part of these questions where they are a little tough. Okay, so that's it from my side in this video. I hope this video has helped you. If it does, don't forget to now give it a comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, and have a good day.